Okay, how you guys doing? Jesus Christ. What's up, guys? My name is Apex, and oh my fucking god. Okay, so I've already been through a couple of takes through this, and I'm pretty sure that there's no way I'm gonna get through this without making a couple of mistakes when it comes to speech. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. This is a Wmata Blue Line installation tutorial. If you want any New York City installation tutorials, let me know. But as far as this video goes, this will only be for the Blue Line and all of the future Wmata routes that are coming out for Openbve. So with that being said, I'm gonna go through the entire installation process from start to finish, going from the where you need to be to install the game itself, and to how to put the route itself into the game, all the way to what controls I think you should have and what's easiest for most people, because I started on a laptop and that's where my controls really evolved from, even though I do have a box PC now. So what you want to do is, right, Jesus, that was some YouTube like script shit. What you're gonna do is search Openbve, download. Most of the time it'll be this that shows up, openbveproject.net. If you want to just type that in, that would be optimal, because you don't want to click no scam BS, yeah, and all of that. I'm not really going to go through this whole, the screens and all of that. Actually, yeah, let's just make sure everybody got the right thing going on. So you click the green download button. It'll take you here. Based on, now this is only a tutorial for Windows. I don't have anything else, so yeah, I'm just gonna let everybody know that right now while we're on this menu. So if you're on Windows, you're gonna click this. This should show up. If it doesn't, then you probably have it enabled to automatically download. Whether or not you do, you're going to want to install this. This is the latest version. That's what I develop my stuff on. I always try to make sure I'm on the latest version. So once that's saved, I already have it saved on the desktop, as you guys probably already saw. So I'm going to exit out of that because it's no point in having it up there no more. And then you're going to want to open this. Now, this is very critical, because once you get to the Openbve download menu, it's going to ask you right here. It's going to ask you to create a desktop shortcut and to create a shortcut for the Openbve add-ons folder. You need this folder to easily navigate to your add-ons to install all of your routes, objects, and sounds. If you do not have this, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get there later. So you're going to easy follow the instructions here. Next. Install. Once this is done, what you're gonna want to do, I will instruct you guys when this is done, but I'm gonna cut the video because I don't really think you guys want to hear me rant for a certain amount of time. So I'll be back. Okay, guys, my bad. I forgot I was supposed to do this, but here is the WinRAR website to extract all of your files in zip RAR format, whichever format you have it in. You're gonna want to click the download button. Pretty quick, pretty simple. Just download the free trial. Save. Installer. It's pretty straightforward. Not much I could really say about this. I just wanted to get this out of the way because I know that I forgot to put this in. So I apologize. There you go. Back to the video. Holy shit, not back to the video. When you hit the installer menu, next, I agree to terms of the EULA. They're actually, whether they're actually to sell your soul or not, agree to the shit. We need it to install the BVE. Next, downloading. Once that's done, click finish, and then you have it installed. There you go. Close. Done. We're done. Now back to the video. Seriously. Okay. Once you get to this screen, in this case, I'm going to put the link in the description for this Wmata Blue Line right here. You're going to have this folder, and it's going to be in a zip file, and I'm going to show you the software you're going to need to be able to unzip the zip file. If you're on Windows 10 though, a simple left click and an extract will probably work as well. So if you don't really want to install certain software onto your computer, then you can also do that. But I haven't really used that in a while, so yeah. I usually use a software called WinRAR, which I will also put in the description so everybody can easily install that. You're gonna want to enable this so you can automatically go to the Openbve add-ons folder and be able to place the add-ons and just be able to place your add-ons easily. So we're gonna click finish, and then you should automatically get here. Now, obviously, the only thing here is the route folder. Now, in this folder here, you're gonna open your add-on folder. Now, in this particular add-on folder, no, everybody doesn't develop like me, so they're not going to include these things. I myself just recently started doing this because there's been a lot of problems with installation processes and stuff like that. So I'm starting to try to layer it just like Openbve does to make sure that everybody can install it the easiest way possible. So what you're going to do, what you're going to want to do in this specific folder right here, you're going to want to make sure you have both of these open. So open the railway folder, and in the legacy content folder, when you open railway, like I said, there's nothing here. But when you open in the Wmata Blue Line 2026 folder in its railway folder, you can see the object route and sound folder. Now you have there's a couple of ways to copy this over, but the easiest way is to make sure you have both of these inside of the railway folder, so you can copy this over, and then I usually Control C and then Control V, but you can also drag it, and then there you go. It'll all be right there in one place. Now, everything is already set up, so you should be able to open the route seamlessly. Now, the same process goes for trains. As you can see, there is a train folder. I'm going to also include a train in there. So the same process applies. Open the train folder wherever you have the train itself. In this case, if I was downloading a train and it came in the entire train came in a simple folder like this is an entire train. If you open it and you see all the components of the train, this is the folder you want to copy. You would drag it over inside the train folder, and then there you go. It will copy right over. Now, this is going to take a stupid amount of time. This was just to show you guys that this it's the same process. You don't necessarily need to do a whole bunch of bullshit to figure out what's going on. Now, with that being said, I'm going to call that installation process done, and I'm going to discuss the controls, setting up your controls. So when you get to the Openbve menu, most of the time people just click and, join the route and wonder why the train won't move. The train isn't like doing anything. That's usually because your controls aren't necessarily set up, or you don't have the full keyboard. So here I have most of my controls are set up to my preference. You can set these to whatever you want to, but these key controls right here, move forward, move backward, move left, and move right, I keep these as an EDSF configuration because it's the closest to WASD, if I'm being honest. Move up, move down, quite simple. R and T right next to each other. Another control you want to be aware of is the POI previous and POI next. That basically shifts you from one station to the next in the third person view, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But I have these set as L and K, just, same thing, right next to each other. I can easily tell where everything is. And for camera reset, I have a full keyboard, so it's on my keypad and it's number 5, but you can set this as anything you want. Just make sure it's not compromising with, any other controls you have. As for the as for the point of view cameras, where are those? Give me 1 second. Okay, right here. Now, camera interior, exterior, and track. Those are your point of views. This is the cab view. This is the exterior where you can move around, and then like you can move. But you will be locked to the train. So you will be able to move outside, but you will move with the train. And then the track view is sort of like a rail fanning type of view where you can look around, move around independently instead of moving with the train. And then flyby is like an exclusive rail fanning, like it's self-explanatory. So those are the camera shift types. So I'm basically gonna load into a game and show you guys what that's actually gonna look like when I use the controls. So I'm gonna be back, and once we get in the game, yeah, I'll be able to show you guys how this shit works.
Up is Morgan Boulevard.
Okay, so we're in the game and everything is loaded up. So I'm gonna show you guys how to move around. And now that you're assuming that your controls are set in the way that I showed you guys a little bit ago, yeah, like I said, I'm going to show you guys how this actually works. So right now I'm using this 7000 series in Washington DC. I did not make this cab. I made the train itself. One of my buddies actually helped me out doing this. I'm extremely grateful because I honestly did not think I would be able to do this. But if you press F3, you'll be able to go to the exterior view, and you can move around. Like I said, E is forward, D is backward, S is left, and F is right. So you can move around. And I use the arrow keys to move the camera around. Camera, your point of view, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna call it a camera. And if the way I figured it out is I fiddled around with it, but I'm obviously doing this tutorial to show you guys exactly how this works. So if you want to close the doors, the key controls you want to use is F5 and F6. It's F5 and F6. And that's about it. So that's that in terms of like moving the camera around and stuff, and the door controls. Now, when you want to move forward, it kind of functions like it doesn't function like an actual throttle, but if you play Roblox and stuff like that, you're kind of familiar with how the D and the S keys work. Specifically British Railway, they have a pretty nice throttle system. It kind of works that way. But if you look down here, you'll have an F and an N kind of thing right here, and that kind of shows you what direction you're going and what the throttle speed is set to. I don't really know. I forgot what that is called. But obviously, if I press Z one time, it goes to P1. That you press it multiple times and it'll increase whatever train you have. This is not like this is P5. This is specific to this train. So any train can have any number of throttle notches. And if you press A, you can decrease your throttle set or whatever that is called. And yeah, so the next for the brakes is Q. Jesus, I'm not doing very well on this. The brakes is Q. So same as P1, it'll based on the train, it'll have a different set of brake notches. So basically that's about it. You know what that's about it. Yeah. So by now you should be able to move your train around, shift through the views and everything. Like I said, F1, F2, F3, and F4. Those are the keys you want to use to shift through your camera views. So with that being said, if you guys I know this was not the shortest video, so if you guys have any questions, I'm very willing to go in the comments and answer anything you guys have to say, because I know I'm not a very good teacher. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know what I'm doing, and this is my first real YouTube video with my voice in it. So thank you guys for watching. Well, if you guys stayed this long, thank you for watching, and I hope this tutorial was able to help as many people as possible, because I'm the only one making this with modern stuff, and it's kind of, hard when it's just me. So yeah, I appreciate all of you guys' feedback and the love that you guys have for these trains, because I live in Washington D.C. and nobody else is doing this. So thank you. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be very willing to help you guys out.